Okay, Erica, I see that you've turned in your portrait, but I don't think you're quite understanding what I was wanting for your background. So if we turn off your dog layer and these layers, I guess, you have them locked. So if we do layer, or no, let's see, filter other offset, we can offset your pattern horizontally. So I want you to do that so that there's cutting into the pattern and repeating over here because it's on wraparound right now. And then offset it vertically as well. So whatever I do here, it'll wrap around here. And it looks like we have a little bit of space here. That's not great, but that's okay. And then just push OK. Okay, and this is where these backup files come in handy. We can unlock those, put them on top of the background, and then actually move them around to fill in any blank space. So the way that your pattern is made, this might not be the best way to do it, but we can just create copies just to fill in that blank space. Maybe something like that. And just filling in the blank space that we have here. Your layer or your pattern is a little different in some ways because it is so regular. You have such a regular pattern going on. And I can actually use the eraser tool and just erase one of these if I can make it work. Okay, make the brush bigger and then just erase this one. Okay, something like that will, oops, something like that will fill in that gap that we got that was kind of, where's that layer at? There it is. So I might move it up just a little bit. I've just got to get on the move tool. So I've kind of filled all that in. Now is the next step that's kind of important. So once you've filled in the gaps, we can actually delete the extra backup files that you had. And then just click here. And then let's do layer, merge layers, so that we just have one background, basically. And then that's good. And then from here, we'll do another step that's important. So we can do edit, define new pattern, and you'll get this pattern added. And then let's make a file, new document. Let's make this inches. We're just going to make it 8.5 by 11 at 300 dpi. And we're going to make the background white. So make sure you have the background white, otherwise this won't work. Push create, and then do edit. Actually, no, double click on the layer. Actually, unlock it first because your layer will be automatically locked. And then double click on the actual white part, and then go to pattern overlay, and then, making sure that this is highlighted. Click here, and your pattern should be saved in here. And then if we actually click off that onto this gray part, and we can actually scale your pattern down a lot. So I kind of want you guys scaling your patterns down so that I can really see that you did actually create a pattern that was saved in the presets, basically, that you then, scaled down. And if we did decide to tile this pattern, everything would fit together seamlessly because obviously it is seamlessly put together right now for the most part. Then push OK. And then we can actually do a Command A on this to select everything, select all, Command A, or Control A on APC, and then Command C to copy, and then Command V to paste. Oops, that didn't work. So let's do Command C, Command V. It's not working. We might have to actually instead of doing Command C. Let's do Command D to deselect, and let's do a file. Export as JPEG. So we'll export out a JPEG. It's going to be more than likely 8.5 by 11. Just turn it all the way up, the quality, and then save. And that'll go into your downloads. And then when you're in your portrait with your dog or your cat or whatever you ended up doing, I'm going to delete this layer because that's not actually what I wanted. And then do a file, open in place. And then we will choose that file. And that'll actually bring that in. And then you can put it below. And that's what I'm looking for. So that's the kind of pattern that I'm looking for. I'm not just wanting you to make a random pattern in Photoshop. I actually want you to create a seamless repeating pattern that's been scaled down. And so for a grade, I want the JPEG that is scaled down considerably from your original pattern. Sorry, this just popped up. And then your PSD file, which would be this file here with your portrait and your background included. So those are the files I want. So save this as a PSD. So that PSD file with these two layers in it, and then this is a JPEG, high resolution JPEG file in Brightspace for a grade.